Welcome to End Times at God's Barn. I'm Buhrke, and I try to give a perspective on what's going on at the end. You know, the Lord told me to do this ministry. I didn't want to. And I said, Lord, I don't want to do this. And he said, no, I want you to do it. So I started doing it. And I said, the reason why I don't want to do it is because people are going to not like it. They're going to get mad at me and all of that. And they did. The scoffers came, sure enough. And I was crying out to God. I said, Lord, I don't like this. And the Lord said, those scoffers validate your ministry. Because it says in the last days, the scoffers will come. And they'll say, well, where is the promise of his coming? We're there right now. And so I want all the scoffers to keep coming at me with that. You just validate what I say all the more. And one of the things the scoffers have always said to me was this doctrine, I call it, of escapism. In other words, you just want to escape all of this stuff at the end. It's called escapism, the doctrine of escapism. And you know, I have to look at all of that. You know, they pick on me for that. Why would you want to be here? You know, you would think you'd want to escape all of this. Well, you know, you just don't want to get caught up in all of this. I believe the end times. I shouldn't say believe. It's obvious. The end times, it's about God's wrath on the sinners, the unbelievers, and that I call them the Chinos, Christian in name only. Those are the ones that when the end times come, they'll be left after the rapture, but they will get turned on to Jesus in the end time. And there's a lot of things that are going to happen after the rapture, and a lot of them will all get saved and born again. And I guess the New World Order guys, I don't know who, they're going to kill them. They're going to take out at least a third of mankind. That's for sure. So God's wrath is on the unbelievers. We are not appointed unto wrath. And if it's God's wrath, we can't be here. And you know, in Ephesians, it says Jesus abolished the law in his body. So if you are condemning yourself and not like, oh, God would never take me, I'm such a dirtbag. No, you're not. You're the righteousness of God in Christ. If you're a born again believer, you will go in the rapture. If you're not, and you're a religious person, God's going to say, I don't even know who you are. So it's important that we understand the born again believer is not appointed unto wrath. And this is a short video, and all I wanted to do was simply say, why would you want to be here? I want to escape all of this. In Luke 21:36, Jesus said, pray that you escape all these things and see the Son of Man coming. In other words, pray that you're worthy to escape all of this stuff that's going to be coming down on the world. You don't need to be here if you're born again already. Pray that, you know, ask God to show you, Lord, am I going in the rapture? And if you're not, ask God, what do I do to make sure I am going in this and my family's going in it? Start moving in that direction. Jesus said, pray that you escape all these things. So the doctrine of escapism is biblical. Well, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope this helped you.